You're listening to the Agentic Engineer podcast, weekly AI agent intelligence for builders. I'm your host, and with me as always is my co-host. Let's get into it.
So this is issue number 1 of the newsletter, and honestly, there's a lot to unpack this week.
There really is. The big story everyone's talking about is Mercury 2 from Inception Labs, and I think this one actually lives up to the hype for once.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Every large language model you use today, GPT, Claude, Gemini, Llama, they all generate text the same way. One token at a time, left to right, like a typewriter. Mercury 2 throws that out the window.
Right? It uses diffusion-based decoding, same family of techniques that made image generation so fast. Instead of writing one word at a time, it refines an entire response in parallel. Think less typewriter, more like editing a full draft all at once.
And the numbers are wild. Over 1,000 tokens per second on NVIDIA Blackwell GPUs. At 25 cents per million input tokens. Skyvern's CTO said it's at least twice as fast as GPT 5.2.
But here's why this matters specifically for agents. When your agent workflow chains 30 inference calls per task, cutting latency from 2 seconds to 0.4 seconds per call isn't just faster. It means you can afford more reasoning steps, more tool calls, more retries. The quality ceiling goes up because the cost of thinking goes down.
Exactly. The bottleneck for production agents was never intelligence. It was latency compounding across loops. Mercury 2 feels like the first model built for agents, not just adapted for them.
Now the catch, and there's always a catch. Quality is described as competitive with speed-optimized models, not frontier models. So this isn't replacing Claude for complex reasoning. It's the model you use for the 80% of agent calls that need to be good enough and instant.
All right, let's hit the quick stories. First up, Emdash from Y Combinator's Winter 2026 batch. This is an agentic IDE that lets you run 21 coding agents in parallel.
21. Each one isolated in its own Git work tree. You can pass in tickets from Linear, GitHub, Jira, review the diffs, and merge. All from one UI. This is what agentic development actually looks like. Not one agent doing everything, but many doing focused tasks at the same time.
Then Cloudflare quietly dropped their Agents SDK. Each agent is a durable object with persistent state, WebSocket support, scheduling, and SQL storage. The killer feature? Run millions of agents and pay nothing when they're idle.
And Hugging Face released a standardized skill format for coding agents. Each skill is a self-contained folder that works across Claude Code, Codex, Gemini CLI, and Cursor. 6,000 stars in the first week. This could become the NPM of agent capabilities.
Speaking of things blowing up, PyMono hit 16,000 stars with 3,000 new ones just this week. Full stack agent toolkit. And the branding? Quote, shitty coding agent. Peak developer marketing.
Huh, love it. Now for tool of the week, we looked at Moonshine, which is an open-weight speech-to-text system that actually beats Whisper Large v3 on the OpenASR leaderboard.
The smallest model is 26 megabytes. 26. And it runs on everything. Python, iOS, Android, Raspberry Pi, even wearables. All on device, no API keys needed. If you're building voice into an agent pipeline, this replaces the send audio to an API step entirely.
Documentation could be better for advanced use cases, and non-English support is still newer. But for English speech-to-text on edge devices, this is the new default.
All right, let's close with the hot take. And this one's spicy.
Go for it.
Agentic stopped being a feature and became an infrastructure category. Cloudflare is building agent hosting primitives. Emdash treats agents like IDE tabs. Hugging Face is packaging agent knowledge like NPM modules. Mercury 2 optimized specifically for agent loop latency.
6 months ago, agent meant a chatbot with tool calls. Now it means persistent processes with state, scheduling, and lifecycle management. The companies building agent infrastructure, not agent demos, are the ones that'll matter in 12 months.
The demo era is over. The plumbing era just started.
That's a wrap for issue 1 of the Agentic Engineer podcast. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to the newsletter at the agenticengineer.beehive4.com and follow us on YouTube at the Agentic Engineer Pod.
Share it with a friend who's building with agents. We'll be back next week with more. Until then, keep building.